I'm pretty sure this is the most updated dirt bike for 2023. Hey, what's up guys, Rado here, and this is 2023 KTM 350 SXF motocross bike. And as I said, this I think is the most updated dirt bike for this model year 2023. KTM guys, they went down to frame and they changed everything. They changed the frame, they have different shock, they have different engine, they have different airbags, subframe, plastics, pretty much everything. You're looking at the brand new KTM that not many things from your older models, 2022 and older, will fit this bike. Probably handlebars and probably some more stuff, but it is a really updated bike. So what I'm the most excited about is the power. The power should be really good on these 350s. You have two maps, kind of mild and wild, and we should be able to see the big difference in those maps. Plus this bike comes with a quick shifter, something that you would have on your street bikes for many years. You can stay on the gas, you don't need to touch the clutch, you just shift the gears when you go up from second all the way to fifth, and it will give you a little break in the RPM. It will drop for that half a second. So we are at the track, so it will drop for half a second, and then you can shift your gear. So you can just keep that throttle wide open, and you know, in those hills, the Glen Helen going uphill, or when you are at the start and just need to bang through the gears, you don't need to worry about the clutch, you don't need to worry about the throttle, just keep that thing wide open and bang the gears. So this year, as I said, the bike looks completely different. Even the seat, I will show you, seat actually doesn't go like this. It comes from the other side, and the bolt is in the front, which I've never seen before on a bike. So they did a lot of innovative things. For example, the subframe is half and half, some hard plastic and your aluminum. So it really is a different bike. So definitely today we are excited to jump on it. This is my first time on 2023. We're gonna spin some laps at my track at Kauai and see how this thing feels. You see how skinny that thing is? It looks so different and much longer. Just air flows differently on this thing. The bolt dry here, the fender looks different. It really feels like a different bike. Oh yeah, this bike wants to go. Man, feels so nice. Alright guys, it does feel lighter than my 350. It does feel lighter than some older generation. So the mass centralization, I think it's working here. Pull is so good. 100% stock, so good. So nice. Even though the bike is not really lighter on the scale, but it does feel lighter in my hands. You know what they did with the mass centralization? They brought everything kind of closer together and closer to the center of the gravity of the bike. So for example, the foot pegs, they brought them together, they're closer to each other now, and the engine is leaning backwards a little bit, like 2 degrees, so that brings all the rotating mass a little bit more backwards towards the center of the gravity. And with all new frame and new subframe and the new swing arm, it just feels that the bike is a little more nimble, and it's easy to put it in a place, it's easy to maneuver, and easy to throw it left and right, and it just feels a little bit sharper and I think a little bit easier to move around. Alright, so the bike feels absolutely amazing on the track. I can definitely feel that it's different than the previous model. I have 2017, that's what I normally ride, FC350, and this thing just feels lighter, pulls harder, and feels really good. Nice on the turns and all that. Sometimes even maybe too powerful for me, to be honest. But let's take this bike on the trails and you know, see how it feels a little bit on something floppy, a little more technical, because some of you guys might have this bike as do-it-all bike, so let's see how that goes. Before we do that, let's change the maps.
Right now, I see it's in green, so you hit the top one.
Oh, the top one.
Now it's in white.
Now it's in white, so this white is a little more mellow, green is, you know, wild. So at the track, green was making a lot of sense, but I think also the white would be okay on the track. We'll test it some other time. So let's hit the trails on this mellow map. So first gear, clutch it sometimes when you are on a slow technical. Try to hop on the rocks or stuff. Alright guys, so 2023 350 SXF, man, it's a fast bike. First thing that I have to tell you, the first thing that I felt when I jumped on this thing, it's really a fast bike. To the point that it actually surprised me a little bit. I'm today at the Kauai track, wet track, and it's a little bit dry. It usually gets dry here, so it's a little bit like hard packy. And then, so when I was trying to hit the throttle the way I would normally do coming out of some turns, my rear wheel just was jumping all over the place. I had to chop the throttle off. I couldn't go as hard on the throttle as I would normally do, even on my 350. So I have a 17 350. It's husky, but it's pretty much the same thing. And mine is, you know, built a little bit. I have a full FMF on that thing. I have ignition down by Twisted, so it runs pretty good. But this thing stuck right out of the bat. It's just faster. It's faster. All throttle openings feel faster, stronger, pull everywhere, and the exhaust is really loud, so it's just wide open, and you know, it just sounds so powerful when you are on the bike. So that was my first impression, that I actually had to slow down a little bit. I couldn't be, you know, hard on the throttle like I would normally be. I am riding 250 lately, like the last couple of months. I started racing a little bit. I'm on 350. I'm on 250 KX Kauai, which also has a vortex ignition, and it's built, and it's pretty fast. It's good, but this thing is just one level higher. So honestly, guys, I even felt like it's a little bit too much power for me. I would have to learn how to ride this thing. I would have to learn how to ride this power. Maybe try to go on a mild map, even when I'm on a track, and, you know, try hitting throttle a little bit harder, see how that goes. I didn't try the quick shift today because this track doesn't really have the sections where you can really wide open the bike. So maybe if I go and ride Glen Helen, like those hills, I can do that. I can be just, you know, wide open and keep clicking the gears uphill. That would really show how this bike feels when you go uphill like that, when you use the quick shifter. So I'm sure, you know, there are tracks and situations where you can really feel the difference when you had that quick shifter. But for now, I didn't use it. So for me, for now, the bike actually feels lighter. It feels lighter and a little bit tighter. It kind of feels that it's more together. The feeling I have on the bike is a little bit sharper compared to other 350s. This one, with all the changes they did into frame, into suspension, and, you know, mesh centralization, it does feel like the bike is lighter, a little more nimble, and just a little bit sharper. So I liked it on the turns. I could put it where I want, and it felt really good. You know, brakes and clutch and all that, these things are amazing. Everything Brembo hydraulic, you have no problem with that. So that felt right into my hands, and bike just feels like it's mine right off the bat. But I have to be careful on the throttle. Then I took this bike a little bit on the trails, and it does like to flow. So if you have this bike and you sometimes occasionally hit the trails, you will do okay, unless you are on some really slow technical stuff and you have to clutch it a lot, because the first gear kind of wants to die a little bit sooner than some other bikes would do. But as long as you flow, or as long as you have your clutch control dialed in, then you should be fine. The suspension was done for me. You know, we did like, I think 150 psi, and the sec was done for me for the track, but it also felt decent on the trail. So if you ride it on the track most of the time, and sometimes you hit trails, as I said, especially if they flow, you will feel pretty good. So overall, man, the KTM is doing a lot of improvements. I'm happy to see that. I'm happy that there is a manufacturer that is pushing forward and is doing all these updates. R&D is working hard and doing new things, even changing the seat bolt and doing everything differently. So they're trying, and for us consumers, it's good to see all these improvements and see different things and see what's possible. Even the electronics are different, a quick shifter, traction control, and all that kind of stuff. So I'm happy to see the progress. I'm happy to see I'm happy to see the bike like this. It's definitely a great thing to have this advanced bike on the market. Now, would I go out and buy one? Probably not right now. I don't think I need this kind of bike for what I ride, for my riding. Overall, we had a great day today, so I want to give a shout out to KTM for coming out here at Kauai and meeting us and letting us ride and test all these brand new 2023 KTMs. Also, big thank you to Jay Clark from Dirt Bike TV to making this possible, and also my friend Danny for his amazing camera work for the pictures and the videos. Alright, my friends, well, that's about it for today. Share your comments, hit a like, and don't forget, whatever you do, stay motivated. See you guys later.